Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Railway Empire 2. In the previous episode, we've heavily started expanding our system, connecting Carlisle and York, as well as getting some more trains operating on our railway, and starting to make a decent profit, as we're now reaching over 2.6 million coins. And in this episode, after I place down another industry here, there's liquor being made there. Let's make this into cheese. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to continue on through this particular mission, trying to get this particular task done, and see what else is going to happen. Though, of course, we also want to get London up to 120,000 residents, get 3 cities with 100,000 residents, and have my company value at 30 million coins. Now then, let's see. Well, since lumber is being produced at Oxford, might as well just place down a lumber mill here, well, a furniture factory to supply furniture for the residents of London. Of course, I'll also have to deliver a lot more milk into London, well, to Oxford. There is also sugar, but we'll need to expand our trackage to connect to this. Let me see. Maybe it's about time we actually double-tracked it. Delete that. Place down this section here. Set the directions and add a gauntlet. And then, let's see. This is going to be tricky because since I can't practically build a junction over my rival's tracks or build a crossover, I'll have to build a bridge over and then connect it to this line here. Better than nothing, I suppose. Because this scenario, you cannot buy any shares of the other companies in this map. Right, let's see. Now, I think I've chosen the limmat for this type of service. Yep. Now the engine will pick up loads of milk, or whatever milk is available here, and take it down to Oxford. Slow due to missing supplies. Oh, I haven't even placed down a servicing facility outside of Manchester on the line towards Carlisle and York. I can't believe that actually happened. But other than that, though, it seems like many of these towns are receiving the necessary goods. Mostly. York needs logs, and so it needs sugar. So I might as well just set up another train to deliver sugar straight to New York. Not New York, York. I'm not in America, I'm in England. Let's see. The passenger service is doing alright. The freight service is doing okay. Let's see. Liverpool still needs grain, and it still needs corn. Let's see. Might as well just set up another train to pick up grain from this farm and take it up to Liverpool. Birmingham has grown, but I might as well start increasing the populations in these towns with a couple of libraries. As these can... Oh! London's already big enough for a university. It will cost a little bit of money, but if it helps the city grow, I am up for it. Let's see. Vegetable farm near Holyhead. That's on an island. And it's not connected to my network, so I'm not interested in buying it. Let's see. Liverpool is starting to grow pretty well. Though not big enough for another industry at this time. Though granted, with coal in this region of Wales, and clay right around here near Cambridge, Birmingham could eventually start making pottery to supply the towns. And I also need to place down a university here in Oxford. Carlisle has no grain and it has no logs nor sugar. So I'll have to set up another set of trains to deliver those supplies up there. Though, granted, Stewart's stop is closer to Carlisle, so I'm just going to use that. Though the track is only one way. Trolley. This will reduce the cost of maintenance posts, which could be useful because those things, while they keep many trains from breaking down on the main line, they're expensive to maintain and operate. I need to have a very big size income coming in first before I can place several of them down. And granted, these maintenance posts are so... I like having them close by to many of these junctions, serving as interlocking / signal boxes. Let's see. Especially around here because there's so much trackage. And here too. Around Oxford. Around at this junction here. And around London. Let's see. Might as well also place one here as well. I don't want it at this particular area here. And one at the Y leading to Liverpool. Oh, also the line heading out of London towards Bristol. Now, let's see. The maintenance post cost will come to effect right now, about 26,000 to 39,000. 53, 66. Yeah. You can see why these things can get really expensive over time. Let's see. It needs logs and it needs corn. I mean, this corn farm is being served by a rival railway, but that doesn't mean I can use it to supply my cities with a better form of transport. And by better form of transport, I mean my railway. Because at least it has a much better direction, well, a much better connection than the competition. Now let's see. I want to have the grades at least a little bit, well, not super steep. I guess that will have to do, I suppose. Let's see. We'll finish extending the track to here, and why on earth does this station have a hotel and a warehouse? Now, the thing about hotels is they can only be placed down at rural stations, so passengers can travel to other trains. But considering that I want my passengers to have a swift connection to their intended destinations, I am not planning to do those, unless a scenario requires it. We'll set the tracks up in this direction to get those trains of corn into Carlisle, but also get loads of corn down to York. Yep, this is a lot better to ship because at least the corn farm has plenty of stock to give. Except the one for Carlisle, because I think there's a train serving that industry and town. Last two were completed without... Oh, right, because my rival's track is a little bit much more faster. But speaking of which, we now unlocked the last locomotive of this scenario, the Le Continent, but also known as a Crampton type. Now then, let's have a look at some of the other engines. Okay, it's going to have a black boiler, red buffer beam in lining, and black wheels. Now we can start really operating fast passenger trains on this railway. So we'll run an express from Liverpool Well, London.
I have just
Oh,
received a dispatch. The mood in Birmingham seems to be tipping in our favour. So far, so good. You've buttered up the Birmingham people enough, and the Great Western didn't get the concession for this region. That's a victory for us. Our competitors are currently laying low, but the peace cannot be trusted. Attack is the best defense. It's time to start spreading out. Do you see the private route between Oxford and Birmingham? That's small fry, operating independently so far. I've spoken to our allies in Parliament. We're now allowed to buy up small routes like that. Don't wait. Destroy the competition.
yeah. Anyway, let's get some... Oh, wait, hold on. Change this to an E to signify it is an express service, and acquire the Lee continent for this operation. We'll also do the same from Liverpool to Manchester and down to York. London, York, Express. And then we need to set up another express from Bristol, Oxford, Manchester, and Carlisle, and then back again. Let's see. Oh, wait. Not Oxford, Carlisle. We'll set up another League continent. And we'll also set up another one going from Oxford, Manchester to York and back. And then place down an E and buy another Lee continent. Okay, what? That is weird. What is going on? Not to mention, what is with this track arrangement here? It looks... Let's see. Let's get rid of that track. Reinstall it. Place down a better gridiron. There we go. There we go. That was just a bit of an odd glitch. But considering the Iron Dukes are going to be focusing on... Oh. Liverpool does not have a repair facility, no wonder. But, as Mr. Huish says, we can now buy up the small private railways around on the map. So, the line between Birmingham and Oxford can now be purchased. About for 400,000.
Step by step, the chaos left by the railway mania is being cleaned up.
And with the line now under our ownership, we can easily demolish this track to gain some extra cash, and also get rid of any unnecessary stations. We could also buy up the lines here, up in the mountains, getting rid of the line between the cattle ranch and the sheep farm. And of course, this line between the grain farm and York. Might as well do a little bit of cleaning while we're at it. Oh, we don't have enough cash to buy this railway. Neither is this one. Although we're able to buy this one. Though the investment we're getting back from selling off the disused track and all that is not going to be much. But since we also have a couple of innovation points left over, we could buy the condensing tender. Well, unlock it, which will reduce the amount of water, sand, and lubricating oils on locomotives by 5%. Which means they will not need to stop so often to fill up at surfacing towers. Now we need to get an express running from Liverpool to Carlisle. Might as well get that set up. LPL for Liverpool and CLE for Carlisle. And considering that our competition is having problems keeping up, I think I probably might have to swap out the Iron Duke for this engine. Oh! A turnaround. Why, though? Let me see. Where's the route going? Oh, no wonder. That track got broken up. I'll have to do a little bit of editing to get this track back into working order again. And no wonder. My freight and passenger trains will not be picking up any cargo if the routes are too long for the consumers and the traveling public to ride on. Let's see. Too close to existing track. Let's see. Let's connect that there and connect this here. There we go. Much better. We'll set the directions and everything should be good to go. London continues to grow. We just need one more city with 100,000 residents and we'll get that task.
In the military, you learn the importance of supply lines. Same here. Only through a strong network can our cities be supplied.
Well, anyway, with that taken care of, we need to get vegetables into York, but we need to get the city up to 40,000 residents first. We don't have access to an immigration office, which is a particular unique structure, which will allow cities to increase the population growth by 15%. But since that is only in the 1850s era, we can't get that right now. But I think with the League continent now, this train could probably even outbeat the nearby railway across from us. Speaking of which, I've been making enough money to actually take out another loan. I mean, I already don't need the money anymore, but I might as well just use it to actually buy out any railways that are causing, well, oh, that's a bit of a unique title right there. But hey, with that gone, I don't need to worry about, I can easily rebuild this track to not have that gaping bridge in the middle. But I'm going to pause the game for this right now so my trains will not get stuck in the middle of nowhere. Actually, could I possibly even double track it? I mean, I know I only did one crossover there. Let's see. Yep, that looks good. We'll set the directions, and now that I think about it, I might as well make a direct connection to delivering loads of fruit and vegetables into the cities. Same for this one here. And slow due to missing supplies. Okay, seems like we gotta take care of that. But for now, I might as well set up some trains to deliver fruit and vegetables into London. It's a bit of a long distance, but with the refrigeration car, it will probably be very much worth it. Let's see, Manchester has grown big enough for vegetables, and milk too. So we might as well just get the vegetables delivered into town. And wait, did Manchester say it didn't have... Oh, yeah, it needs milk. Let's see. It is producing a little bit more milk thanks to, well, it growing. Let's see. Missing supplies. Oh, no wonder. There is no surfacing tower right at the other end of Carlisle.
If you're wondering why we're so successful, it's because of my military background. For 10 years, I was a soldier in the 67th Regiment of the Bengal Native Infantry, and I picked up a few things.
Interesting. But, let's see. Let's actually buy up the rest of the lines in this particular area. Get rid of the stations here, and this will trim our railway network down a bit. Same for the line running between this grain farm and this corn farm. Though, again, since this is England, I think it's more or less maize than corn. Well, with that being said, we're actually starting to really make a difference in the region that we're serving. And there's a lot of milk, too. I think I probably might have to set up a special freight from London to Manchester. So I'm just gonna take out all, not let the train load up with any other products, although it might bring back cloth and clothing into town. And I'm placing down a, let's see, I think I'll Jenny Lynn. I know it's a little bit, let's see, yeah, MHR from Manchester, and SF for special freight. Now, the special freights, I like to call them, are normally used to carry some cargoes from one particular town or city, well, from city to city, with a special type of cargo on board to help the cities grow. Birmingham has now grown big enough for pottery. Though I can't bring in coal right now because I have no access into Wales. Livestock farm near Swansea. I am not in that region, so how can I actually serve it and earn money? Although, I might as well connect this clay pit to the main network, so I can eventually start delivering clay into Birmingham to make pottery. And pottery will definitely be needed in some of the major cities later on. Let's see. Just a little bit more population of Birmingham and we'll get this particular task done. And of course, we gotta make sure that York is growing. Oh! It's growing pretty nicely. Just needs a little bit more population, and the city will finally be able to accept vegetables, and we'll get that particular task done. Let's see. Any other things that could be done? Liverpool is still being worked on at this time. It's still growing, and York has finally reached 40,000, which means a new industry can be placed in. Let's see. It has no. Let's see.
Only with aggression and fighting spirit can you succeed in spreading out while defying our enemies. I see you've learned more from me than I have suspected.
Well, maybe. But now we can actually start delivering vegetables into York, since the city is now big enough for that demand. And I might as well acquire the counter pressure brakes, which will decrease the locomotive's need for maintenance by 5%, but with the research I already gotten, it will be down by 10%. And long-term contracts to decrease the price of new locomotives. Manchester has finally, well, Liverpool has grown significantly, and I think I might set up, well, I'm just going to place down a, I'll just place down this unique industry, and place down the reserve lot to save space for a later industry. And with the city now at 100,000 residents, we need to place down a university. There's a connection bonus for this grain farm.
Another step in the right direction, but don't let it go to your head. You there! Stop slouching! No discipline. It's a miracle you've completed your tasks.
Hello, I'm here on behalf of the company board. I just wanted to take a moment to express our collective thanks for your work. So far, we are very impressed with your achievements, but we still expect even greater things from you.
You! How dare you praise my employees behind my back? Too much buttering up makes one fat and lazy. The nerve! Have you heard of the Great Northern Railway? A dangerous enemy that could leave us in the dust if you don't do something about it. So, what are you waiting for? Ha! My rival on the company board thinks I'm arrogant. Can you believe that? I am the most modest man in the whole empire. That's common knowledge.
Blast it. The blackmailer was actually serious and sabotaged one of your tracks.
Okay, with that out of the way, we got our, I believe these are our last few tasks to complete for this particular scenario. Other than getting our company up by 10 million more to get to this, we need to get at least 80% of passenger people traveling between Carlisle to Plymouth and 4 loads of liquor from up to London. And since Birmingham is bursting with the seams for liquor, this won't be too difficult. And now that we have access to Plymouth, we might as well start setting up some trackage to connect to it. Although, I could buy this and get rid of this superfluous piece of trackage. Although, it's up to us to supply Plymouth. And, yeah. We'll place it down here. And, with that being said, I think we reached a pretty good ending point for today's episode. So, if you had enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Railway Empire 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, so long, partner.